Hi everyone and welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. So I'm back with yet another readathon vlog. I didn't expect to be joining a readathon so soon again, but this one is a 4-day readathon that's taking place over Easter weekend, and there is a maximum of 4 prompts, so 4 books. So I thought that wasn't too ambitious after what I managed to achieve on the Bookoplathon the other week. So I thought I would go for it. So I'm going to try and read 4 books over this readathon. I did do a TBR video the other day, but I will quickly take you through what I'm going to be reading for this readathon and which book is for. So the first book I'm reading is Peter Pan, and this is for the book under 250 pages. I didn't have many options for this one because I had like 2 books that I could pick out of my TBR, so I went for Peter Pan. And then the next one is a book that gives you spring vibes, and I chose to go for The Secret Garden, and this is because Alex really wanted me to read it and I couldn't think of a book other than just a contemporary that would fit the spring vibes prompt, so she said to me, you have to read The Secret Garden. The next one is The Falling in Love Montage by Kira Smith. I have been pronouncing her name wrong because I thought this said Clara, but it doesn't, it's Kira, so I do apologise. But yeah, this is The Falling in Love Montage, and I'm going to be reading this one for the pastel cover prompt. I really want to get to this one because I've been wanting to read it for a while. This is probably the most ambitious one on my TBR that is nearly 400 pages, but I am really excited for it. I say it's the most ambitious one on my TBR. We also have An Ember in the Ashes. So this is another ambitious one that is over 400 pages, but me and Alex are going to be reading it together, so I've just sectioned it out for over 4 pages. So I think we're doing about 112 pages a day, so I'm hoping we can definitely finish this one over the course of the weekend. I'm super excited to start this buddy read with Alex because we've both been wanting to read it for a while. So right now it is kind of about just gone midday on Friday, so we are not far into the readathon at all. I did start at midnight last night and I picked up Peter Pan. I wasn't quite sure which book to start first, but I thought doing the short children's classic would be a nice way to ease myself into this readathon. So the plan is hopefully to finish this one today. I am currently here. I read 70 pages last night before I went to sleep after midnight, and then I read just about 20 pages earlier, so I'm going to carry on with this one. Because this is so short, I think I can definitely get this done today, and then the plan will be to read my 112 pages of Ember in the Ashes today, and then probably tomorrow just read Ember in the Ashes because I'm doing a little bit more tomorrow, and then focus on The Secret Garden and The Falling in Love Montage over Sunday and Monday. So I'm really excited for this. This book is not really what I expected. I found that I was really thrown into the story. So I don't know the story that well. Like, I've watched the Disney film probably twice in my life, or probably twice but like doing other things or not really focusing on it that much. And I did go and see a stage show, like a pantomime version, years and years ago that I can barely remember. So I don't really know the story that well, and I just found that you are literally thrown in and it's just like, okay, here are the people and this is what they're doing, and you just don't know anything about them or what's really going on. I think that's partly a language thing because of this being a classic. I'm not actually sure when this was published. Annoyingly, these copies don't tell you when they were originally published, which is really annoying, but yeah, I'm not sure when, but this is definitely a classic, and I think some of that is the language that is just throwing me a bit. But I just found that like I was dumped right in at the deep end. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. It feels very kind of Alice in Wonderland esque in its kind of feels like you're reading about a hallucination in some parts, because I just really don't know what's going on with it. I just feel grateful in some ways that I do know the story roughly, because I feel like if you didn't, you would be completely thrown going into this book, because I feel very thrown right now. But I'm going to carry on reading and see how much I enjoy it as we go on. So yeah, this one's only 224 pages, so hopefully I can get this done today. So I'm going to start doing some reading now or soon, and then I will update you probably when I've finished this book. So it's now 20 past midnight and I have just finished today's pages of An Ember in the Ashes, so I'm now on page 125-ish, I think. I'm really enjoying it so far. I really didn't know what to expect from this. I've heard really good things about it, but I didn't really know what it was about. I am really enjoying it. I'll probably explain a little bit more about what it's about over the next couple of days. But basically there's two different points of view, and I think the people are about to meet, or they're now in the same building anyway, so that's quite exciting. But yeah, I am quite enjoying that one, which is good. I'm also finding it a really easy book to read, and I find the writing really compelling, so that's really good definitely for this readathon. So I am about to go to sleep, but I might try and fit in a few pages of The Secret Garden just before I go to sleep and actually start my third book of the readathon, and then I'll be reading these two and I'll have the Falling in Love montage to read as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now and then I will probably speak to you in the morning and update you. I'm gonna try and read as soon as I wake up tomorrow because I have some stuff on tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and read my next 100 pages of Ember in the Ashes pretty much as soon as I wake up, so I will update you about that in the morning. Hi everyone, it's now midnight going from Saturday into Sunday, so we are halfway through the readathon right now. I've definitely not read enough to be halfway through, but I always knew this would happen because I knew I was going to be busy today. As you've seen from my clips, I went for a walk today, a very long lovely walk with my boyfriend, and spent the day with him and my family, which was really nice. So yeah, I did manage to read about 100 pages of An Ember in the Ashes, so I'm now halfway through this book, really enjoying it, but again I will give you a description of the book probably tomorrow when I'm a bit more awake and I've slept and I can articulate my thoughts a bit better. But yeah, I am really enjoying it and finding it quite fast paced, which is very good, and definitely finding it kind of easy to read and liking the characters, so that's nice. And now I am just going to again read probably about 20 pages of this before falling asleep. I read literally 20 pages last night before I went to sleep, but I'm going to carry on, so I really don't have a lot to say about this right now, but I will be carrying on with this, and then hopefully there will be a lot more reading done tomorrow. And hopefully I will finish The Secret Garden, that is the plan, and to start the Falling in Love montage, so we will see how that goes. I've read another 100 pages of Ember in the Ashes, so I'm about halfway through right now, and where this second little tab is, so I say second, the first one fell out, but you know what I mean. I'm halfway through. But yeah, really enjoying that. So it also is very satisfying to see the where you are in the pattern. I really like that. So anyway, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed now. I will update you more in the morning. It's now Sunday and it's almost 4 p.m. Oh my god, I feel like I haven't done that much reading today, but yeah, I'm getting more reading done today than I was yesterday, and definitely have all of tomorrow as well. So I'm really hoping I can get through these books on my TBR, but I'm not quite sure if I can do it. But I'm not giving up. I'm carrying on. I have read over 100 pages of Ember in the Ashes today, so I'm up to date with where we need to be, which is here, which is about 34 pages in. So we have just over 100 pages to read it tomorrow to finish the book. I'm finally going to tell you a little bit about what this is about. So this is about Leia, I think is how you pronounce her name, and Elias, and it's told in alternate points of view. And basically Leia is under the rule of the Martial Empire, and she is living with her grandparents and her brother at the start of the book, and then her brother is taken and arrested, put in prison, and that means that her life completely changes. I'm not telling you any spoilers, this is what's on the synopsis and what's on the back of the book. But yeah, just to give you an overview, so Leia ends up then going undercover as a slave in the Blackcliff Academy, I think it's called. So that is the military academy in their kind of world. There is a map in the front of the book. There's actually two maps in this book, because there's a map of Blackcliff Academy and then there is a map of the Empire. Anyway, so yeah, she is undercover as a slave working for the Resistance, who is against the Martial Empire, I believe. So yeah, she's working undercover as a slave to try and rescue her brother who has been arrested. And in the Blackcliff Academy lives Elias, who is one of their students and is also the son of the commandant, who is like the leader of the academy, I believe. And he is going through some trials during this book. I think it's him and a couple of others who are going through some trials. So I really enjoyed both of their points of view. Actually, I sometimes find with like points of view books, you can really favour one over another, and then you just want to get through like one of their points of view rather than like to get to read the next one because you enjoy it more. But I am really enjoying both of their points of view. They're very different, but also they just give a nice overview of like what's happening in the slave side of the building and what's happening in the student side of the building. So yeah, finding this one really good. Me and Alex have been buddy reading it, so we've been talking about it a bit, and it is heavier. Like, it covers some heavier topics than we both expected. There is some like mentions and descriptions of rape and torture and things like that, and it is quite brutal, but it is very like easy to read, so it's a weird balance between some brutal stuff going on and also the writing is very easy to read. But I am really enjoying this, and yeah, really glad that we're reading it for this readathon. So I've also managed to read another 50 pages of The Secret Garden. I got to page 57 last night and I've just read to page 109. So I'm this far through. My goal for today is definitely to finish this book and to move on to the falling in love montage. I think if I can do that, I'm in with the chance of finishing these by tomorrow, and if I don't, I'm not sure whether I can do it. So yeah, definitely want to finish this today. I think I can do it. I've got another 250 pages to go. Really loving this. I've never read it before, and Alex really wanted me to read it because it's her favourite book ever. And yeah, I'm not going to say I didn't know what I expected, because I really don't know the story at all, and I'm loving that. But basically this is about a girl who moves from India back to the UK to live with her uncle, I think, but her uncle's not involved in the story, at least isn't right now. And then she is living in this house on the Yorkshire moors and she finds a secret garden, and that is the bit that I've just got to at the moment. So yeah, she finds a key and a door in the wall and she's just found the garden, and it's really nice, and she has a lovely redemption arc, and I really am enjoying the descriptions of the garden and the moor, and I find it really beautiful. So that is my reading update for today so far. I will update you a bit more once I've read more of The Secret Garden. But yeah, at the moment I am watching Kate from Readathon for Infinity, who is hosting this readathon. I am watching her live sprints this afternoon, which is really good and is helping me read, because I just got about 80 pages read in the last 40-minute sprint, so that's really good and very helpful. and I'm eating Easter chocolate, so it's a nice way to spend Easter Sunday. So yeah, I'm going to carry on now reading The Secret Garden, and I will update you in a bit. It is almost 7 p.m. and I have finished The Secret Garden. I'm so proud of myself for this. I have read 300 pages of this today. It's around 350 pages and I was on like 50 something this morning, so, well, this afternoon. I mean, I joined Kate's sprint at about 2:30. So I would say I've been reading this for about 3.5 hours with some breaks and some dinner, so yeah. I'm very, very proud of how much I've read today. I really, really enjoyed this. I did feel like I lost a bit of connection at the end, and I just wasn't feeling so immersed in the story, which was a shame, but I think that's probably just because I'm a bit burnt out from reading so much in one go. But overall, I feel like this is a really good one to read in big chunks because it let me be really immersed in the story, and I just found that like once I was immersed in the story, I didn't want to come out of it. I really, really liked being in that world. I thought the descriptions of the countryside and the garden were just really, really nice. That was one of my favourite things about it. Also loved the characters in here and how they all seem to have, well, most of them seem to have redemption arcs, which was really nice to read about, especially the kids learning about each other and learning about themselves growing up. It was just really nice. There was some beautiful characters, so I did really enjoy this, and I'm really glad that Alex recommended it to me and I finally got around to reading it. It's definitely one of my favourite classics so far that I've read, and my favourite ones in the Wordsworth set, so that's really exciting. I am now going to move on to the Falling in Love montage, and this is by Kira Smith, and I am very excited for this one. This is a sapphic romance. It's like a summer romance, and although it is nearly 400 pages long, I think it's 83 pages. I am hoping I can get at least 100 pages of this read tonight so I can read less than 300 tomorrow of this book. But we shall see. I'm going to move on to this soon. I'm probably just going to have a quick break now though, because as I said, I've been reading for hours and I'm a bit burnt out. I'm really excited to move on to something completely different, and I've been wanting to read this for a while. I'm also hoping, because it's like a summer contemporary, it won't take me too long to get through and it'll be quite a quick read and I'll want to keep reading on, so I will let you know how this is a bit later on. Hi, it's just gone midnight on Sunday night going into Monday, so we have one more day of the readathon left, 24 hours left. I am 100 pages exactly into the Falling in Love montage. I'm really enjoying this. This is so funny, witty, love the characters. It's written very conversational, in a very conversational tone, which I really like, and it has made me giggle, and I really like the banter between the characters a lot, and I really like the main character, Saoirse, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing where this is going. I'm also finding it very compelling and easy to read, so I'm really glad I chose this for the readathon. I will have almost 300 pages of this to read tomorrow if I want to finish it, which obviously I do for the readathon, and I have just over 100 pages of An Ember in the Ashes to read tomorrow, so I'm going to have another big day of reading. I have read 510 pages today, which is really nice. Really proud of myself for that, considering it was all prose books as well. And I need to do around 400 pages tomorrow to be able to finish this and Ember in the Ashes, so fingers crossed I can do that. I will update you tomorrow. Welcome to Monday. It's the last day of this vlog and this readathon, and I'm just going to update you on my reading. So it is about midday now, and I've already read 100 pages this morning of the Falling in Love montage. Really enjoying this book. I am over halfway just about now, so I have 180 pages left, I think, of this. Really glad I picked this up for the readathon because it's such an easy one to get through. This is a kind of fun contemporary, but with some really hard-hitting topics and issues, and it's making me feel a lot. But I really enjoy it. I absolutely love the main character. Saoirse is amazing and she's so witty and funny, and this book has made me laugh out loud and snort to myself a couple of times, and honestly it is so hard to find a book that does that I'm just really impressed with this one. So I really don't laugh out loud at books, but this one has made me chuckle and I really like that about it. So I would really recommend this so far. I am probably, definitely going to finish this today for the readathon. I'm quite confident that I am going to finish it now, so that's really good. I also have to finish An Ember in the Ashes today, so I have this much left to go, which is just over 100 pages. So by the end of the day I will have read 400 pages to finish this readathon. I am hopefully confident that I can do this now. Pretty sure I can. Really enjoying this one as well, and it's not a slow paced book, so yeah, fingers crossed by the end of the day I will have finished both of these books and 4 books in this readathon over 4 days, which is really exciting. I'm really proud of myself for how I'm doing in this, especially because I haven't had every single day free, or like every hour of every day to read. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is going, and I will update you in a bit. I am just going to go and give my guinea pig a bath, so I will try and make sure to get some footage for that so you can see. That is the next task, and then I'm going to carry on reading the Falling in Love montage, I think is the plan, because I'm really into this book right now. And because I've already started reading it this morning, I don't really want to stop and then go to Ember in the Ashes and go back. I think I'm going to try and finish this and then finish Ember in the Ashes, so I will update you in a bit with my progress on the Falling in Love montage. It's about 3:30 and I have just finished the Falling in Love montage. I really enjoyed this book. It was a lot darker, more emotional than I thought it would be for a fun contemporary. There was a lot of talk of dementia in this book that I really appreciated, and I feel like it's something I have never seen in YA before. This main character's mom has dementia, and it's something that's discussed a lot throughout the book in terms of her own life, and I just thought that was a really poignant way of talking about it. It was written really well, and I loved the way that it talked about the relationship that she had with her mother. So yeah, I really enjoyed that about it. It also had a lot of fun elements as well, and it was a great summer romance, even with all of the kind of darker themes, but it just made it feel really real. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I think it'll be 4 stars. The main character did annoy me in places. She just was very, what's the word? She was a bit of an arrogant teenager, and she did have a lot of like stereotypical things that she came out with, and she was very stroppy, but I actually really enjoyed reading about that, and she made quite a real character, and she had a lot of reasons to be the way she was and to act the way she did, and it was definitely justified. And I really thought that some of the stuff she came out with just made me laugh and was very witty. There was a comment literally a couple of pages away from the end of the book about veganism that just made me roll my eyes, as when veganism often comes up in these in books. Sometimes there's just things that make me shake my head. This comment was about how vegans don't have ice cream, which is just stupid because we do eat ice cream. But you know, I'm trying to not let comments like this ruin books for me, because sometimes they do really get on my nerves and it is annoying, but in the scale of the whole book I did really enjoy this, and I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a sapphic romance. and this summer, definitely, it's a great summer read. So I am now going to carry on reading and try and get through my last 100 odd pages of An Ember in the Ashes. Alex, who I'm buddy reading this with, has started the next pages for today on her lunch break. She's at work today, and she said that the next chapter we have to read was really, really good and made her just want to find out what was about to happen. So I am excited to get to this one now, and I will update you later with what my thoughts are on it. Welcome to the end of this readathon. I have just finished An Ember in the Ashes. It's about 7:30 here on the last day of the readathon. I thought that this was going to be a challenge, and it was, but I thought I would find it harder to finish these last 2 books. Most awkward way to hold these ever. I thought it would take me a while, it would be a challenge to finish these today, but actually I've been reading for most of the day, on and off with breaks, and yeah, as I said, it's about 7:30 now, and I've managed to do it earlier than I expected, so that's really nice. I really, really enjoyed the last 100 pages of An Ember in the Ashes. All of the tension kind of ramps up and you really want to know what's happening, and the chapters start ending on cliffhangers and you just want to know what's going on. So I definitely am looking forward to A Torch Against the Night, which I believe is the next one, which me and Alex are going to start together tomorrow. Buddy read that one as well. I think we're going to buddy read this whole series together, so that's really exciting. Can't wait to see where this series goes. I really love the main characters in this book, and me and Alex were both getting a bit emotional over some of the chapters at the end, so really would recommend this one. It feels like a fantasy with a difference, with a bit of a quirk to it. I think it stands out from other fantasies, and kind of doesn't play into so many stereotypes, which is really nice. I did really enjoy this, so I'm looking forward to carrying on with the series. I'm just going to take you through, if I can remember which prompts were which. I'm just going to take you through what I read this weekend as part of this Easter readathon. I would also like to say a big thank you to Kate from Reading Through Infinity for hosting this readathon, which has been absolutely amazing, and I'm so glad I took part in it, and also for her live shows over the weekend. I did manage to join her live shows yesterday, and she was streaming for about 7 hours, and I joined for most of that, and it was just so lovely and gave me so much motivation to read my second book. So thank you for that, Kate, and thank you for hosting the readathon. But anyway, the books that I read for this readathon were Peter Pan, and this was for the prompt a book under 250 pages. This was weirder than I expected, much more like a hallucination, very much like Alice in Wonderland. I will probably give this one 3 out of 5 stars. I did like it, but I didn't like it as much as I hoped I would. But then we went on to The Secret Garden, which I absolutely loved, and this is probably one of my favourite books that I've read out of my Wordsworth set so far. This was just an absolutely joyous read, and I read this for the book that had spring vibes or something similar to that. Felt like gave off spring vibes. So I read that one for that prompt, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 stars. In fact, I think the rest of the books are probably 4 out of 5 stars altogether. So this one was the Falling in Love montage, and I read this one for a book with a pastel cover. Really, really enjoyed this one. This will probably be either 4 or 4.5 stars. I thought it was a really good romance with some heavier subjects that I've never read about before in YA, and this did make me tear up in places. So yeah, I think this one will probably be a 4.5 stars. I'm gonna do my reviews shortly because I haven't done my reviews for any of these books yet, so I'm going to be reviewing them soon. And then finally we have An Ember in the Ashes, which me and Alex Buddy read together over the course of the weekend, and this was for the prompt a book that has new beginnings. We counted this because it was the first book in a series, and we thought that was a nice way of covering the new beginnings prompt. So yeah, I will just hold these up for you to show you what I read overall. So these are the books that I read over the weekend. I'm really proud of this just because they are all novels, they are all prose novels, and I think that's a really important thing for me because I can do readathons, but usually I will throw in some verse novels, and I will throw in some graphic novels, and this did have some change in pace and some change in tone to keep things interesting for me, but I'm just so proud of myself for finishing 4 prose novels in 4 days, and they were all over 200 pages long. So The Secret Garden, I think The Secret Garden and The Falling in Love montage were almost 400 pages each, and then Peter Pan was 235, and Ember in the Ashes was 448, I believe. I'm gonna actually tot up how many pages that is, if I can, and tell you. So overall that was 1,418 pages to be precise. That is how many pages I have read since just after midnight on Thursday night, and you know, we've still got some of the day left. I tend to read before bed, so I'm tempted to start my next read, which is going to be The Near Witch by V. Schwab. I also have some documents to read for work, so I may use those to put me to sleep instead. But yeah, I have some stuff that I can be reading, but I am tempted to start another book because I do usually read before I go to sleep. But I am so happy that I did manage to do this readathon. I managed to finish these books before the end of the readathon. I'm really proud of myself, and I've just had a generally really enjoyable weekend reading, so again, thank you to Kate for hosting the readathon. Links will be down below to Kate's channel and stuff, and yeah, thank you for watching this vlog. I hope it's been fun. Please like this video if you did enjoy it, and comment down below, especially if you did take part in this readathon or you enjoyed any of the books that I have read this weekend, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. See you next time.